Hello! Meu nome é Gabriela, eu sou brasileira, mas eu vou fazer esse vídeo em inglês para eu treinar e também porque eu falo sobre livros em inglês que eu li e que me ajudaram a pegar um pouco da prática da leitura em outras línguas, que não é muito fácil. Então eu vou começar e eu vou falar em inglês, beleza? The first book I've ever read entirely in English was Winter House by Ben Gutterson. It's a very kids book, but it's very good. I remember that I bought it online and stop. The first thing that I want to say is why this happened? I don't know, but okay. This book tells the story of Elizabeth, a girl who is orphaned, and her story is very similar to Harry Potter. She's orphaned and lives with her aunt and uncle, and they are in a very poor situation. They don't have much. Her house is very simple. And one day she gets home from school and she sees that her aunt and uncle left her a note and a bus ticket to go to this hotel. And when she arrives at the hotel, she sees it's a very beautiful hotel, seems expensive. How do they get the money to send her there, And when she gets there, she meets the owner of the hotel, who is called Norbridge Falls. You can see him here, Yeah, there are many people on the cover, and this is her. And also there, she finds a huge library with many books, including one in particular. And she also meets a boy who becomes friends with her, and they are both kind of genius, and they love going searching in the house and in the areas around, and also doing and solving riddles and puzzles, which I found really interesting in this book because I really like this kind of solving things. That's why I love detective books as well. I find really nice. And I found really interesting that in the beginning of each chapter he takes a word. Here it's reversed, okay, for you guys, but I'm gonna read the name. Is part 1, far to the north and plenty of snow. And then he takes the word snow and he goes changing one letter at a time until he gets to the final one, which is book. And he does this every chapter, and I found really nice. How do they do that? And the kids also do this thing, and I really liked the atmosphere of snowing. I found really I really wish we had snow here and a very cold winter to read it and be just cozy reading it. But it's a definitely good read, and because it's a kid's book, it's a lot easier for beginners to start. And I would definitely recommend starting with kids books if you've never read anything in another language, because we usually tend to take a step bigger than our legs. Does that make sense in English? I don't know. In Portuguese, it's that the sentence, you take a step bigger than your leg. But it's nice to just go back a little bit and take little steps and start from the beginning, right? So that was the first book. The second book I'm gonna talk about, it's called The Great Passage by Shion Miura. It's actually a Japanese book, and I don't know why I chose this book, because the first idea, it's nothing I would have picked if I don't know why I chose this book. But it's a book about making dictionaries. Does that sound fun for you guys? Because it did to me. And it was actually great reading. It's a very simple book, not much happens. Really don't expect like plot twists. No, it's very simple, very plain. It is what it is. And it made me feel like really happy reading it, honestly. It's it became one of my favorite books because I think I could reread it and always get something new from it. Does that make sense? I don't know, but it's just such a great book. It's about a boy, no boy, he's an adult already. And he he goes like for this uh he gets hired by this man who is retiring, and this man works in a dictionary company. So they are making a huge dictionary with 2,900 pages. And the first man is obsessed with his job. He loves doing it, and he wants someone to substitute him with as much passion as he got. And so he finds, wait, let me name correctly. He finds Mitsuya Majime. I don't know what I said. Okay, it's what is written. And he hires this young man to do his job. And I don't know why I really enjoyed this book because it's just so interesting to see the process that they do for making the dictionary, because we never think about it, right? Like, how do people choose which words are going into a dictionary? Or how do you describe a word? How do you describe to someone who doesn't know what that means? What it means, I don't know, I just found very interesting, very like I think I couldn't do that. I wouldn't be able to do that job because I'm very bad at describing things. I think, as you can see, But this book is very cute, and he also finds his love, and it's just a very sweet book, that you can read just for getting inner peace. And but as I said, not much happens. It's a very, like, I think some people will find repetitive and even tiring if you're not into this idea, but I found really interesting this whole process, that I've never thought about before. So it was a very great experience, in my opinion. But, last but not least, we have The House by the Cerulean Sea, which got a lot famous, right? Uh, this book I don't have physically, I read it on my Kindle, and it's a book about a man who works for this government uh, part. I don't know what is it called in English, sorry. And his job is to go to orphanages and check if they are okay to keep open, or if they have to close because they don't have enough structure to help the children. So he is a very normal guy, has his kitty, he doesn't have someone special in his life, he lives alone, very normal guy. And he is sent to this island with an orphanage. And this book, it's about, like, has mystical, not mystical, mythical, like, how can I explain it? Like, the kids have superpowers, or they are kids who are the son of the devil, for example. So it's kind of a fantasy book if you don't like it. And he is sent, but I think everyone should read this book. Just wait. He's sent there because, and it's like a top secret file. He shouldn't say to anyone that he's going. And when he gets there, he's kind of, a step back because he's kind of afraid or doesn't know what to expect from the files he got. He didn't know much about the people who lived there, and he gets to spend a whole month with them, and it's just so nice to see how he changes his feelings towards the kids, and also the owner of the orphanage, the guy who like takes care of it, and it's just so sweet. Like, think of a sweet book, it's that one, really. It's so good, so good. The way he also gets involved with the kids, and the way the kids get to know him as well and start to like him and not be afraid of him anymore. And the way it's just so beautifully done. You know, this book is really beautiful, just overall. And I really enjoyed reading it. Also had a little bit of trouble with some words, but as I read on the Kindle, it was easier to search because you just have to click, right? But so these are my recommendations of books if you haven't read anything in English, or if you're just looking for more chill books, because the ones I've said are just that exactly. So these two and The House by the Cerulean Sea, it's absolutely adorable. You should read it. It definitely worth the hype, really.